That doesn't.
Duh.
I mean,
Duh.
Naruto's more.
There it is.
No,
That was trap, sell, let's go, baby. No cap, leaving it. Still, no cap. Odell, Snell, water, well, chain, can't melt. Clap in the mouth. We sent all these niggas, they too easy.
What is up, everybody? It's your boy KD from NFT here, guest hosting this Family Feud Anime Edition. We got Naruto side, HunterxHunter side. Representing Naruto, we got Student Council. Come on up, y'all. Hey, hold the round of applause. We got Elijah first, the man who don't know the anime on his shirt.
Give me that mic. It's Grandmaster E in the building. Just came off of battling about testicular cancer. Came to rap my show, Naruto. Enough said.
Man, what a brave soul. What a brave soul.
Say it, brother.
Next up, we got his partner, the man with the do-rag who don't match his fit. We got Justin. Come on down.
Let's go, baby. We're here to eat today.
Oh my
We're here to
God.
eat today. Hey, give me that. Sorry. But we're here to get stuff done, alright? Naruto's superior to HunterxHunter all day. Let's do it. Come on now.
Ooh, he's already with it. He's cocky, but I like that. Then on our HunterxHunter side, we got the. Oh, I thought that was me for a second. Next up, we got the man who seems to know what he's talking about. I don't know much about him, but we're happy to have him. Joshua, come on down.
That's a big boy, man. That's a big boy.
What you got to say?
Okay. There is a reason why there is a thing called Talk No Jutsu.
That is shots already, bro.
I think we know what he's going to talk about when we get up to it.
Is your show finished?
Okay, all right. Let's save it for the actual show. All right, let's get to the contest. You can do that all you want. So let's go right into the rules. So we're gonna have 5 categories we're talking about today: plot, world building, characters, power structure, and fights. Each category, we're gonna give each team 2.5 minutes to present their case. After a team presents their case, the other team is given 1.5 minutes to rebuttal. And then we're gonna go to 3-minute closing statements. No interruptions, or you're gonna lose a point. During the rebuttals, each team is allowed to propose questions to the other team. The other team is allowed to answer. But other than that, if you interrupt, you get deducted.
Yeah, right.
So, are y'all ready to get right into it?
Of course, man. Run it up.
So to determine who's gonna go first, we got a little trivia questions. Naruto and HunterxHunter, of course.
Representing the team.
Yeah, who wants to represent the Naruto side to start?
You gonna do good? I'll do the trick.
Or should we say, John King Koo?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Believe it.
Here we go.
We got Elijah representing
Believe
this
it.
side.
You know, Grandmaster E, what can I say? Get it done, boy.
And then we got Anthony representing the other side.
Yeah, I probably should have gone.
What's up with airline food?
Nah, that ain't it.
Alright. So let's get to it. The first trivia question to determine who gets to pick whether to go first or not. It's going to be from Naruto. How many times did Naruto fail the graduation test from the academy? Anthony.
3 times.
That is correct. Round
Hey
of
man,
applause.
aren't you Naruto?
That's cool, bro.
Get it, man.
Ooh,
That's like an obscure fact. Like, who's supposed to know?
Who's gonna know that?
Like,
Real fan.
I think I did.
how old is Karuma? Like, come on now. Like, come on now.
900.
So, Anthony, would you guys like to go first or go second?
We'll go second.
We'll go second.
All right, Naruto, we're coming over to you. Mr. Bleak Shirt, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I mean, you know, I didn't think I'd have to wake up and do this. You know, I seem to be a peaceful guy. I'd like to think the web series SCCL prides itself on good content, but you know, this is rather simple debate. I mean, if you can call it that, it's going to be destruction, annihilation. You know.
You heard it here first. Annihilation. But let's get right into it then. You got 2.5 minutes. Present your case for plot.
Okay, so it's quite simple, considering the plot of Naruto. Let's just talk about the main goal. You have Naruto, a kid that aspires to be Hokage. How many people in the real world can relate to working towards a goal? And the main thing about Naruto that people don't like to talk about, the show is primarily based upon trauma. In the ninja world, it is constantly shown that people are the result of trauma. We have Sasuke losing his whole clan, Naruto being a Jinchuriki, Gaara being abused, his own dad tried to kill him. Need I go on? These are things that automatically connect you with the character and more so invest you in the story being told. So again, when and most of all, it makes their eventual arcs and their eventual goals when they're reached earned. When Naruto becomes Hokage, guess what? It's earned. We felt it because you know what? Yeah, yes, we see him as an adult, but we grew up with that aspiration as a kid. The plot of Naruto constantly involves consistent great fights, many conflicts. You have the concept of clans. You have so many overarching themes in there. Like I said, trauma, hard work. You have all these things that are constantly involved in the plot of Naruto. And, you know, compared to HunterxHunter, it just simply doesn't compare. I like to give the rest of the time.
Thank you. I think what also makes Naruto very relatable is the fact that Naruto, he wasn't good. He wasn't a good ninja. He was an underdog, you know? And so he set out a dream that no one else would believe in but himself. And I think that's the key, is understanding that you're supposed to believe in yourself and you don't need anyone else's validation. And so seeing Naruto grow and mature slowly into this elite and powerful ninja is a beautiful story that it all comes together. It makes sense. He works for it. Every arc he always works for it. And sometimes he got his butt whooped. Like what's it called? The first arc when they were against Zabuza, they lost.
Sasuke versus Naruto,
He lost. Naruto took L's sometimes, but at the end of the day he got back up. When does Gon ever take L's? You don't take L's.
Cat character, Naruto beat.
Don't put me up. What's up with that? Penalty? What's up with that?
Penalty?
What's up there? We're gonna give a warning to the HunterxHunter side. That's your only warning.
That's fine.
You know, it's just quite simple. You know, you have the concept of clans, conflicts, characters, jutsu, chakra. All of these culminate into a great plot. You know, you have, and not to mention the villains, which we'll get to later.
I want to make my last point with these last 10 seconds is the fact that Gon, he never earns anything. From the beginning of the show, he's an immediate talent. It's not relatable. It's like, I'll leave it at that.
And we have time. Whoa. That was definitely a compelling case to start it off from the Naruto team. There's some good points, you know. Maybe slacked a little bit in some other places, but we have a minute and a half rebuttal on HunterxHunter. What do y'all got to say?
Naruto's literally born a demigod. He's born a demigod, a resurrected thing from Ashura. He's like, and technically his backstory is an alien. He's an alien, you get that, right? And the fact that you're saying that he was like born like a loser and something like that, not true. He like literally stole a scroll and mastered it, and it was a forbidden jutsu, the multi-shadow storm thing? Yeah, multi-shadow clone jutsu. He mastered that immediately. His transformation, he invented a new jutsu called the transformation.
The sexy jutsu.
That's a jutsu, right? I'm gonna correct you on the Naruto thing and the Haku thing. Naruto actually beat Haku when he turned into his chakra mode, with the nine tails, whiskers and stuff like that. He fucking annihilated her, or him. My bad. Oh my god, she got me confused too, or he got me confused. But he annihilated him, and Haku had to leave to go save Kakashi, or to go save Zabuza from Kakashi. He left that fight because he knew he couldn't take on the Nine Tails Chakra. Again, not an underdog, is born with some mad monster beast with amazing amounts of chakra. And then later on, like, I agree on the part of like he gets his goal, and that's amazing. Except for the fact that it's in the middle of the series. There's a whole entire chunk that's left in the wars and stuff, and Madara's great. I love Madara, but he's like, there's nothing else later on the war arc. Like, there's nothing else. It's all a bunch of filler. Plus, we're talking about the anime. So much filler that we have to go through and like disjoints like the story and everything. HunterxHunter does not have that problem.
You can skip. And we have time for the rebuttal. Wow. Naruto, I don't know what to say. You brought up some fair points. You guys didn't even know that Naruto beat Haku. I mean, I'm a One Piece fan. Even I knew that.
I didn't say that.
Alright, come on now. HunterxHunter, you now have your 2.5 minutes to present your case for why you have the better plot. Let's hear it.
Better plot. Okay. So we all know the story of HunterxHunter, right? Young boy on Whale Island. He wants to leave. He wants to be a hunter to find his father. Simple as that. He wants to meet his dad. The hunter he's hearing about, right? I'm gonna hand the rest off to the side. Is
that allowed?
I lost my train of thought. You did it.
I will allow it, but you're not able to speak again if you relinquish your time.
So, The story is really, it's not about one main character. He's only finding his dad. To everyone else, that wouldn't be a big deal, but it's his father. And he's never seen him before, so you would want him to find him. The actual story is about him finding all these individual people who have their own individual goals. There aren't even really villains or heroes in HunterxHunter, because the Phantom arc only want really money. Like, you can't blame them for wanting to get money and stuff like that. They don't try to kill people. A lot of them are actually kind of likable. They don't try to kill people. Well, they don't do it unnecessarily. My bad, I'm correct there. They don't do it unnecessarily. If they want something, they'll take it. Right? When one of their own died, again, they all fucking freaked out and were like, we gotta kill this dude, because he was like our friend and our family and our brother. So are they bad people? They're just trying to get on their own footing and stuff like that. And like they're trying to take advantage of the world that they live in, basically. And that is an amazing power system. There are so many different categories that you could go in.
We're going into power systems.
Is that
later,
plot?
So
Is that plot though?
if you want to,
They talked about chakra and villages and
if
stuff.
you want to present your case on that now, you're my guest.
No, I'll wait. And then it is very simple, and it's not over. But I think where it ended is better than where Naruto ended. And I've read the manga personally, so and the Dark Continent stuff, like you don't even know what the hell that is. That's like an entirely new like continent full of bad shit. The Chimera ants came from there, and those were way too overpowered. I will. But that is in the anime actually. Oh, that was in the anime actually, because the Dark Continent is mentioned it is mentioned that the Chimera ants did come from there. So you gotta imagine, like, if those things could come from there and they like are not that strong. Killua's sister is from there, and she grants wishes like out of nothing. And that's a whole bunch of world building, plus like the letters and stuff like that. And plus, if you look at the map, it's just a amalgamation of all our existing continents. Even York New is New York, and other stuff like that. What I gotta say
10
really.
seconds.
Kurapika's like the closest thing to a protagonist.
All right.
That was my Nen. We beat.
Very good points brought up by the Hunter side. I do have to say, I kind of feel like Naruto's side is, they got a little bit of an edge right now just off the points they made. But we're not done yet because we got closing statements. Naruto, take it away.
Alright, so I'll recap at the end, but let's just talk about some of the things you brought up. I've never seen someone dig their own grave so eloquently. So you stated how Gon wants to find his father. Why does he want to find his father? That is never given a motive. It is just simply something that he sets out to do. Not that it's not a worthwhile goal, but why is he going about it? Compare that to Naruto and wanting to become Hokage. He seeks to become Hokage first for recognition throughout the village and acceptance, but also seeks to become Hokage because he wants to change the ninja world. That is a goal that you can relate to as opposed to Gon. And again, you just stated some objectively wrong things about the Phantom Troop. They don't go out of their way to kill. They literally pillage. You named Kurapika, right? Her clan was murdered by the Phantom Troop. That was literal genocide. So again, when you say that the Phantom Troop is like good villains or not, again, they're never given a motive. They're never given a reason as to why they do their things. Give me a clear, concrete reason as to why the Phantom Troop are the way they are. They're never fleshed out. And anything like that. Furthermore, regarding the plot of Naruto, you also stated, hold on, I gotta remember what you stated. It was just a lot. Here, can I pass it off to him and then speak later?
You can pass it off.
All right, cool.
Okay, thank you. So, one thing I want to talk about is plot armor within that show. So you mentioned Killua's sister, right? She can magically grant wishes out of like air. Bro, Gon literally, there's no stakes in that show. Gon destroys his whole body. He literally is like brain dead, and Killua, he just randomly has a sister that was never seen before within the show. This came out of nowhere, and yeah, she can grant wishes. She can bring Gon back to life. What? That makes no sense. And then what's it called? It was literally stated in the anime that Gon and Killua are literally 1 in 10 million. So obviously, yeah, they're going to get through all these circumstances. There's no stakes in that show. You know they're perfect from the beginning. Gon has never fought in his life, but all of a sudden just catches a big fish out of the water, passes the hunter exams, and let's say, not without the help of Killua protects him all the time. Let's not forget when Pito attacked Kite, Gon got mad, right? He would have died and interfered with the fight, but who stopped him? Killua always has his back. Gon can't ever fend for himself, bro. I'm sorry, there's no stakes in that.
Also, you stated Naruto was a plot armor villain. You have to understand that a lot of well, had a lot of plot armor with the Nine Tails and everything. All of the plot armor Naruto has are also the sources of his trauma. If he hadn't turned them around, they would have otherwise served as a hindrance to him. The Nine Tails, right? If he didn't figure out how to control that power, would have been a demon inside of him. Him being him being alone in the village, him being a reincarnation, right? Yes, he was a reincarnation. He was bound to be powerful, but guess what? What stipulations came with being a reincarnation? He was literally the reason the ninja world wouldn't come to peace, but he changed it around. So again, a lot of the stuff where it comes around from would have otherwise served as a hindrance to him. Naruto's abilities to turn something negative to positive. I state my case. Our case.
Let me handle this first. I'm gonna handle this first.
Wow.
Last time, bro.
That was a lot. And I didn't even give them the rebuttal time. That was on me. I forgot, but they didn't even need it.
I don't need it.
They didn't even need it.
I would ask for a judge, but I don't need it.
I'm not gonna lie. They just cooked them with that. They just nice pot of griot, cooked them.
Yes, sir.
But they got a chance to redeem themselves. What y'all got to say now? Hunter.
All right. So you mentioned that Gon has no reason to want to find his father. Let's take this. He's 12. What kid doesn't want to meet their dad? Right? He's a little kid. He's never met his father. All he hears is stories about his dad. About how great he is. Wouldn't you want to find out if your father was so great, but you've never seen him? Wouldn't you want to find that out? Wouldn't you want to go on an adventure? And you mentioned that he's never faced any problems. He has faced some problems. He lost his Nen in a fight. He lost Kite, because he was too weak. There are problems in the show. And you mentioned that thank you. But you mentioned that the Phantom
I thought
Troop.
this was him speaking.
Whoa, interruptions.
You say that the Phantom Troop doesn't have a reason to do what they want. What's a better reason than money? Wanting to get rich. They do things to get rich. And I'm gonna hand it off to the rest of my
To
boys.
clarify, I said unnecessarily. I will correct that. I meant to say unnecessarily. Because they don't really go out of their way unless they really want something specifically to kill people. They killed that entire casino of people, and they killed a bunch of gangsters after they killed Uva again. But no, nothing really else. Most of them just chilled out in the one abandoned building. They're people. You can't really categorize them as good or bad. They're more of a gray area. They do bad things, but for themselves and to support themselves and support the people that they love. Naruto's Palmer is a little bit. It's not just a reincarnation thing. It's also being born from a clan that was renowned for having a shit ton of chakra and for being able to seal people. The red-haired girl, and Minato's clan is never spoken of, but he's such a huge prodigy that everyone kind of. And it's wrong to assume that just because you're a prodigy that your son will also be a prodigy, but he already was kind of blessed with these perfect genes. Whereas Rock Lee, the actual person that I would say is the underdog, grew up with none of that. Nothing, no renowned clan, no chakra. He had to work his ass off physically. He didn't get no magic shit until later on when they start glowing, but whatever. That's all I got to say. You want to finish on?
I want to bring it back to plot armor. You said that Naruto wouldn't be anywhere if he didn't learn how to, tame Kurama. But when he was about to be taken over by Kurama, he had to fight him. Who came and saved him? The random plot armor that your mother is in you, has chakra in you, and she can use it to hold him down. He wouldn't have won that fight if his plot armor mother didn't come in and give him a helping hand. Or his father when he was about to rip off the paper. That's plot armor right there. Naruto has so many plot armor. When Kakashi and Guy are about to get blown up, all of a sudden Kurama's okay with Sage energy and being friends with Naruto. That's all I gotta say.
And we have time. Wow. I gotta say, both sides are great. They presented some great points. But ultimately, we gotta make a decision. This is tough. I was leaning Naruto there for a bit, but then HunterxHunter kind of recovered. But ultimately, Naruto.
Let's get it. Let's do it.
Come on now.
They presented some better points. You know, I thought Hunter x Hunter brought up some good points, but I thought they got stuck a little bit there. You know, they kind of know where they were going with it. So I'm gonna award this round 6 points. Naruto, 4 points on Hunter.
I'm certain I can beat you. もらうぞ。チャクラ回復だ。